Ever since I have been old enough to remember, I've been working around construction. Whether it be from plumbing, drywall, or painting, I've seen and done it all. I've noticed that you can have a really nice house, but until it is painted, it's just not complete. And what I love is to look at a house and say that I helped them people who live in that house have the desired house they wanted. Mainly because its paint job is what finishes it off. And throwing on a new coat of paint seems like it would be an easy thing to do, but that's not always the case. I will go over with you the basic principles of painting a house and demonstrate to you the easiest way to do it, in my opinion. Merriam-Webster Dictionary states that it is the activity of painting walls, trim, etc. is what painting a house is. But it's a little more than that. You have to clean, you have to prep, and then you get to paint. Brandon Galey.com says that in the next decade, it is estimated that there will be over 5,500 new painting jobs created in the United States. Most painters, however, only have to have a couple days of training, while automotive painters, they usually take 2 years or some degrees to get painting jobs as an automotive painter. Painting is very hazardous. You can get lung problems because they still use radioactive components in the paints. The materials that I usually use is a Purdy brush, 3-inch, and a 2.5-inch Purdy brush. Purdy is the name brand of the product. And then I'll usually use a cheap store name brand roller frame and a bucket grid for a 5-gallon bucket and a roller cover. Depends on the texture of your wall is the type of cover you will get. If you have a really rough texture, as like stucco and knockdown, maybe you'll want to get a 3/4-inch nap on your roller cover. But if it's a really smooth texture, then a 1/2-inch or a little lower may be appropriate. And I always get a 5-gallon bucket and an extra gallon bucket can with a handle for my roller for the 5-gallon bucket, and a single gallon can with a handle to hold on to while I am using the brush work for the trim. And you get your preferred paint, whatever that is. And I always get a drop cloth or something to put on the floor or over cabinets to protect them, because it is very easy to drip paint when you're rolling or even using the brush. Even the best painters drop paint. Yes, we do. And of course, you're going to want to repair any cracks around the floor, the ceiling. If the baseboard has been busted back open, if you're repainting, and if it's a new house, then you will want to caulk all the seams in the baseboard and fill in all the holes with a spackle, lightweight spackle, and then sand after you have done all that, after the caulking has dried and the spackling has dried. And then your next procedure, you'll want to brush in around the ceiling and baseboard and doors and light outlets if they have been put in already. And now I will demonstrate to you. I will show you the demonstration where I have already recorded myself doing the activity of using the brush to cut in the ceiling and a door trim. And as I am using this brush to brush in the wall from the ceiling, you'll want to be careful to make sure that your point of the brush only touches the edge of the ceiling. You do not want to overbrush the ceiling with your paint. It takes a little bit of practice, but once you get the hang of it, it's really simple. And on this one, I'll be cutting in or brushing in the trim around the door and in between the light fixture, the lights, light switch. And as long as it's covering, that's your desired purpose of doing this, is to make sure the paint covers the best without leaving clumps and runs. I have demonstrated to you how to paint a house. It is not hard as some people think it is. I wanted to make it as easy as possible to show you how to paint a house. I hope you enjoy this presentation, and thank you very much for your time.